you like it or not, the owner of your favorite NBA team can completely destroy everything that you know and love. I mean, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. That's kind of all I have to say. But sadly, this video is not an excuse to talk about the Sacramento Kings or how dog shit Vivek Ranadive is. But since you guys are curious and we're kind of on the topic of NBA owners, Vivek did hire his daughter at multiple high positions despite not having a single qualification whatsoever, with one of those roles being the literal GM for our G League team, the Stockton Kings. And well, funny story, it's not that she did any crazy moves, right? Or like hired someone on a bad contract. No, it was nothing like that. But it was during her tenure as GM of the team where she was romantically involved with player Chance Comanche. All right, that's kind of crazy, right? The GM dating a player. Maybe there's some like crazy, favors being done there. No, it gets worse. Chance Comanche ended up going to jail for plotting and executing a murder on his ex-girlfriend, which is when Vivek Ranadive's daughter quickly resigned from the team and is now back to whatever unemployed rich Nepo babies do. But like I said, guys, this is not about the Sacramento Kings. This has nothing to do with Vivek, okay? Because believe it or not, there's actually an owner right now in the NBA who is worse than Vivek. At least to some people. As a Kings fan, no one can beat Vivek. But anyway, this man that I'm about to talk about today might be one of the worst owners in NBA history. And the crazy part is that he just got the team. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you guys to meet Tom Dundon. I don't know if that's actually how you say his last name, but he does not deserve any of my time to look up how to pronounce it. Anyways, I'm sure some of you guys have heard his name before and maybe know a little bit as to why many people consider him to be a horrible owner. But I guarantee you, some of the things that I'm about to talk about, you had no clue even were happening behind the scenes. But one of the most popular instances was actually earlier this year during the postseason, where the Trailblazers made the playoffs for the first time in like 5 years. Okay, it was the first round against the San Antonio Spurs, and the team came out and said, we're gonna go crazy for this first game at home. I mean, it is going to be pandemonium inside the Trailblazers arena. The experience in question was a fucking rally towel. Yeah, sorry. Shopify and the Gilded Blanks were just too expensive, I guess, so we had to go with the really shit quality rally towels instead. I'm honestly surprised they had actual rally towels. Like, yeah, the fabric was shit, but I was expecting them to just put napkins on every single seat. Oh, and by the way, speaking about the playoffs, all you players who are on two-way contracts, just stay home, okay? Because Tom does not want to pay for you to fly to San Antonio and support your team. Oh, I'm sorry. More bad news. Trailblazers staff, you guys also aren't going. And yes, that ranges from photographers all the way up to literal media reporters with the team. I don't know if Tom is just so cheap that he didn't want to send any of these players out, or if he just knew that the Blazers were not winning shit in this first round and said, I'm not even going to bother spending money on it. Because guess what? The guy didn't even send out one of the head scouts to watch other matchups in the playoffs. That way they were prepared for round two had they made it that far. So yeah, it was around this point in time when a lot of people around the league started to realize how cheap Tom is. And I don't mean cheap in the sense of like cutting some player contracts so they're not in the second apron. I'm saying you might see this man under a bridge in Portland so he doesn't have to pay for a hotel. Oh shit. Speaking about hotels, there was numerous reports from Trailblazers staff saying that they were not allowed to stay past regular checkout time. That way Tom didn't have to pay for the late checkout fee. This of course led to staff and players having to sit in the hotel lobby for hours waiting for the bus to pick them up. I mean, this guy's a literal billionaire and does not want to pay maybe a couple $1,000s to have his staff and players sit in their hotel room and be comfortable for a longer period of time. But by far one of, if not my favorite story from Cheapo Tom, is when he walked into a meeting with his fellow Trailblazers executives and asked the team if they really needed two mascots. I mean, bro, your pockets can't be hurting that bad. And the worst part is, he's not wrong. I didn't even know that the Blazers had two mascots, so they probably could get rid of one of them. But still, like, Really? You can't pay the extra salary? God damn, bro. Now, even though people started to make fun of Tom by calling him nicknames like El Cheapo and Scrooge McDundon, Adam Silver, who just allowed Tom to buy the Portland Trail Blazers, insisted that Tom is not cheap. According to Adam Silver, the guy just bought the franchise for a couple $billion. He's not cheap, he's just scrappy. Adam Silver, you're so right, man. Nothing yells scrappy like losing your head coach to a federal gambling investigation, hiring the assistant head coach as your new interim head coach, who ends up giving you your best record since the NBA bubble, and instead of hiring him, you lowballed the fuck out of him. He leaves, and then you hire some Joe Schmo on the cheapest head coaching contract in the entire league. I feel like if you're a Blazers fan and you're watching this video, you have some sort of like humiliation kink. Like, why are you enjoying this? Like, why are you even listening to this? I would want to kill myself. Great news, everybody. My camera died for the second half of this video, so you will no longer be seeing my beautiful face. All right, continue. But guys, I promise you, it gets worse. Because as the story usually goes, when an owner is fucking dog shit at either running a team or just being a decent person, the franchise and their fans are always the ones who get hurt first. And in this situation specifically, there's a real chance that Portland can lose their team. The Blazers arena is very outdated and is very much in need of those fancy NBA upgrades that you see like in the Intuit Dome, right? All the toilets. But the city of Portland and Blazers owner Tom refuse to get along. I mean, they cannot pass any bill whatsoever. One side thinks that they agree on something. The other one says that they should just go shove it up their ass. The waters have gotten so murky between the two that there have been mentions of lawsuits towards one another. And of course, small hints towards the fact that the Blazers cannot live in Portland. Oh my God, my bad, guys. I think I got something mixed up because Tom just said that he has no intention of relocating the team. That was actually really scary for a second. But like, the more I think about it, what person would ever purchase a struggling team, refuse to fix it, say that they will do anything they can to stay, but actually be lying, backstab everybody, and relocate the team anyways? Like, that would be crazy. I know a lot of this video has been dark and depressing and sad, and it feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel for Blazers fans. But guys, don't you worry, because I am happy to say there was once an owner in the NBA who was genuinely worse than Tom. Because if you go back to the early 1980s, you will see genuinely the worst owner in all of sports. And yes, his name is Ted Stepien. Once again, not sure if that's how you say his last name, but I do not give a fuck to look it up. Now, if you're like me and you're a chronic gamer, the first time that you saw this dude's name was in NBA 2K when you tried rebuilding your favorite team. And well, when that error message pops up, it's because 2K is telling you that you're a fucking horrible GM and that you are being retarded. Because ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what Ted Stepien was. This guy came in and bought the Cleveland Cavaliers back in 1980. And during the first meeting that he had after buying the team, he brought out a scrapbook from when he played high school basketball and essentially used it as proof that he can scout talent and that he knows what he's doing. He also called all of his employees losers and had a giant 8-foot statue of the number 1 outside of his office. Brought on a group of cheerleaders that he was basically just verbally abusing most of the time. Was also very racist. And the cherry on top, tried moving the team to Toronto when things didn't go his way. Actually, sorry, it wasn't just Toronto. It also was Cincinnati and Pittsburgh as well. The point I'm trying to make here, okay, for all you Blazers fans that are somehow still watching this video, is that even though this old Cavaliers team had one of the worst owners in the NBA and actually almost killed people by dropping softballs off one of the tallest buildings in Cleveland, the team still went on to win a championship. Yes, it was like 30 decades later. That is not the point. But who knows, right? Whether Tom is still your owner or not, maybe you guys will get your own LeBron James one day. And maybe he'll be like Wemby and want to take a pay cut. That way Tom actually keeps him on the team. There's just so many things that can happen in the NBA, right? Whether your owner is shit or is really good, some of this is just luck at the end of the day, right? So don't worry, okay? If you're an NBA fan and your owner is complete dog shit, things will be okay. It might take some time, but things will be okay. Unless you're a Sacramento Kings fan, then you're just fucking doomed.